14 internationals involved in this game. A match that should see the football with plenty of air given. Iro, his clash with Meninga should be outstanding. Quickly taken by Bradley Clyde. Dunford ducking out of dummy half to get out of the 22. Eddie Ward will be keen to keep these sides apart, hoping to set a good 5 metres. Hosking, great game against St George, chased, put down by Meninga. Point-scoring machines, both these sides, although the Raiders would like to improve that defensive record. Manly's has been exceptional. Ridge just gets the kick in. Barnhill was trying to charge it down. Belcher tried to play at it. He received a bad bounce. He's taken by Hasler. Paul Martin off his wing. Bounces Hasler out of the road. Also quick play the balls for the Raiders, and Daly scoots out of there. Stewart looks to Bradley Clyde, taken low by little Jeff Tuvey. Stewart again, this time the kick. Reg coming across quickly. Now it bounces back away from him. A good roll for Canberra. Perfect straight line from them as well. Meninga puts Reg down. Stewart's way too late. Way too late. The tackle had already been made, and Eddie Ward will warn Ricky Stewart that his tackle wasn't needed at all. Meninga already did the work.
Yeah, it appears, Graham, that Matthew Ridge has obviously been targeted as one of the key players. Ricky Stewart coming in, looking to slow Matthew Ridge down somewhat, but all that resulted in was a penalty.
Well, Bill Anderson, this game offers so much, and we've got great conditions.
Yeah, we sure have, Graham. There's a bit of breeze coming in from the southeast. It favours Manly at the moment, but Ricky Stewart will take full advantage of it in the second term, and he's a key man in this game. If they can keep Manly up the other end of the field, it's going to restrict the goal-kicking chances of Ridge.
Now, interesting here, Eddie Ward is going to call Brent Todd out for the use of a high tackle. I also didn't like the look of a tackle coming in from Steve Walters. I was concerned with the knees. Maybe not too much in that, but definitely from Todd right across the face.
Yeah, he didn't miss his mark there. The referee, Eddie Ward, had no option but to penalise him for that incident, and it's a critical stage of the match. It'll enable Canberra to get Manly to get a roll on. We can see the incident again here.
Now, I think Eddie Ward also did talk about the knees. That longer shot shows that Walters was warned for that one as well. So a couple of quick penalties to Manly. They go on the attack. Canberra weren't back to 10. I don't know what the touch judge was doing. They were only 3 and 4 metres from where the tap was taken. Surely he should have given a call to Eddie Ward there. Now, Hosking will play it outside the 22. Roberts with his first touch, straight into the line. He nearly got to the other side.
Eddie Ward's got to get them in the minute. They've been offside 3 play the balls in a row.
They go wide trying to catch them. Tuvey uses an inside runner in Hasler. Breaks away from Daly. Gets away from Barnhill. He chases and puts him down. Hasler was wrestling, trying to get to his feet. Lyons, plenty of fire in the opening minutes. The kick from Lyons. Tidied up by Canberra. Now Jones was late. He'll be penalised. Everybody wants to get into the act. They're all fired up. They know how much is at stake here.
Yeah, plenty of tension in this match. The ball well covered up there by Brett Mullins. Jones coming in very late. No malice in the tackle at all, but certainly a late tackle.
The defender might argue with you. Now, Eddie Ward just checking to see, in fact, if Brett Mullins was going to head to the blood bin. He's allowed him to stay on the field as Meninga kicks, but can't get it away from the 22. Very quick tap restart. Brought away by Fritz. 0-0 here, Manly-Canberra. Brent Todd hammered. What a great tackle from Roberts. Incredible hit. Todd got back up on his feet, played the ball. That shortened him up. Roberts flew in.
Yeah, spot on head on tackle there. Roberts put his body on the line, and as a result, Brent Todd felt the full force.
Todd still with us. He unloads to Clyde. Gets it to Barnhill. Clyde was tackled. Bella will be penalised. He never had the ball when he grabbed hold of Clyde. Barnhill was looking for some support. Clyde was tackled before the ball arrived.
The ferocity of this game shows how much it's hinging on it. A chance for Manly to cement a spot in the top three, and also a chance to put Canberra out of business for the year.
Well, I think Manly are going to put it to Canberra and put it to the forward pack, Bill.
I think they've done it already.
This time Todd unloads to Meninga. It wasn't that he was worried about any Roberts tackle. It was planned to try and use Meninga. Belcher gets it to Barnhill. 40 metres out from the Manly line, right in midfield. Clyde takes it away. No support on his outside. The crowd cheering every tackle from the Manly team. Stewart switching it. Daly switching back the other way with the kick. Stokes gets down for it. Mullins is inside the 10. Was he in front of the kicker? No, said Eddie Ward.
Plenty of speed in this game early on. It's a match that had all the ingredients for an outstanding encounter, and it's living up to that reputation. Fast play, the balls, plenty of support play, just excitement all the way.
I'm looking forward to that man living up to his reputation. Kevin Iro up against Meninga. Now wide, O'Connor, Hancock. He won't get away from the sideline with Meninga following. Pats on the back for Meninga from his teammates.
The lack of communication here between O'Connor and Hancock. O'Connor waiting for, here's the result of it, a push into touch. O'Connor waiting for Hancock to come inside. He elected to stay outside and just forfeited possession.
Graham, I wonder what was going through O'Connor's mind when he saw Meninga coming across after that clash in the State of Origin.
Well, that was one of the most talked about incidents of the year. But they will bury that, forget about it in this game. Too much at stake to worry about what's gone on in the past. Daly. Walters. The Raiders with a chance inside Manly's 22. Stewart. Nobody outside, except plenty of Manly defenders. Todd. Again he gets barreled, but he unloads a good ball to Meninga. Meninga still fighting with the defence. Again, they go wide. Bell. Clyde standing out in the three-quarters. Last tackle, good defence from the Sea Eagles. Stewart was waiting to put the kick in. He will still have time. He gets put down, wasn't late. Eddie Ward said no. Ridge with a bouncing ball in the in goal. Trying to get away from there. Bell's got him. But he's back in play. Stokes taken by Steve Walters. Now, Eddie Ward said that was okay, claiming that Roberts was into mid-air to make the tackle as the kick was being taken. Hasler standing.
That was Academy Award stuff.
O'Connor. Last tackle for Manly. Lyons doesn't want to get trapped with it here. He put some pressure on Ridge, who got a kick in, but not a real good one. Belcher has it. And the Raiders 40 metres out. Back on the attack. Stewart. Barnhill remains on that 40-metre line. The Raiders putting everything into it. Trying to run this Manly team around one way then the next. Clyde, a one-hander back looking for Daly. Quick hands to Belcher. Belcher will unload. Bell. Still good defence from Manly.
Yes,
every time they switch, they maintain that line.
Super defence from Manly.
Oh, Roberts again. This time it's Coyne. He's trying to lift his side. You want to talk about some emotion here. Look out, Gary Coyne. Good night. Talk about putting into this Canberra Raiders pack.
Perfectly legal tackle. The point of contact was around the chest. Nothing foul about that at all, but it certainly shows that you can hurt players with legal tackles.
Iro. Great defence from Daly, 0-0 in this dramatic encounter. Eddie Ward's got them inside the 5.
This penalty had to come. Canberra have been offside now for much of the game so far. Eddie Ward has played the advantage on a number of occasions, but that time he was well justified to give the penalty.
Both sides producing so much already. Bellery's got him again. This time they will go for goal. It's all happening so quickly here.
Yeah, both teams wary of the attacking potential of the opposite side. Both teams coming to this match in fine form as well. Manly have only lost 1 match in their past 7 matches. Canberra have only lost 1 match in their past 6. So both in outstanding form, and they won't want to give each other any room to move because they can score points from anywhere on the field.
Well, so many teams have been burnt by this Matthew Ridge so far this season. 2 great kickers lining up again in this match. 63 from 78 for Ridge. What a percentage that is. Meninga, who started the season poorly, has improved in the last few weeks. 42 from 72. 58.3. Taking plenty of time. Trying to draw first blood. He went right down the middle. Never any problems with that one. Manly grabbed the lead, 2-0 over Canberra. He's become a big star here at Brookvale, Matthew Ridge. Down it comes for Ridge. The dummy to Kevin Iro. Chase put down by Daly and Bell. O'Connor from dummy half, trying to find a way through the forwards. Hosking, taken by Fritz. Bella surging on a blindside. Good matches in the lower grades before this first grade match. President's Cup. Manly with the upset, 24-6 over Canberra. The Raiders, though, wrapping up the minor premiership in reserves. Congratulations to them with their win over Manly. Ridge running some extra metres and then putting it on the left foot. Belcher will try and get to the outside. Now inside of Jones, but he's covered by Hasler.
And he's a key man coming up to the finals for Canberra is Gary Belcher. He's had a horrific run of injuries this year, mainly knee injuries. He's had 2 arthroscopes, but he's a player that they need on kick returns if they're going to make the big games.
Meninga with nowhere to go. Smothering defence from Manly. The Sea Eagles have won 7 of their 10 home matches. This is their last in '91. Belcher. Ridge will not be able to get there in time to do anything about the kick. And the sun coming out for those in the hill. Roberts has come up with 2 outstanding tackles, 1 on Todd and 1 on Coyne.
Things starting to settle down a little bit, but you can be sure that none of these players are going to need sleeping tablets tonight to nod off.
There might be some sickies tomorrow. 2-1 they have the scrums, Manly. Roberts showing the way also in attack, not just defence. Brent Todd followed him across. Lyons under pressure, tried to tap it on for O'Connor. Hasler was standing flat. No one in the back line was coming onto that one. Not a big 5 metres again. Hasler. Support play from him. Tuvey, if he can get it wide, but Meninga came in between the outside men. 6 missed tackles already from the Raiders. Belcher gets it back for Mullins. 71 tries the Raiders have scored this year. Shows you just what they can do in the right frame of mind. Manly have come up with 52.
But you mentioned a little earlier, Graham, the main problem for Canberra this year has been their defence. They've not defended anywhere near as strongly as they have in the past. They've scored plenty of tries, but they let more in than Tim Sheens would have liked.
And Wayne, the other unknown is just how distracted they are by those off-field problems.
Well, recent weeks, especially like last weekend, suggests that they can forget about them. But can they do it week in, week out? Hancock. He beat Daly. He beats Meninga. Great run. Brings this crowd to their feet. Roar of approval. Now Iro. He gets it back for Hancock to do some more. Hosking. Up the middle. Familiar territory for him. The territory that he knows best. Roberts. Dunford. Good support play in the forwards.
And that soft yardage up the middle, that'll be concerning Canberra.
Lyons. Can he unload? No, he can't. Now he loses it. It was stolen. Now, I think that ball was cleanly lost by Lyons. Here goes this rule again.
Yeah, it's a tough call, Graham. My opinion that the tackle was affected, then Cliff Lyons just let go of the ball, but well, no, that one I think showed that there was a hand in there after the tackle was affected.
I'm still not convinced about it. Let's see if we can see what the referee saw.
Still not conclusive for my liking.
You want to put on a referee's jumper?
No, I won't go into bat for this at this stage.
No argument from Matthew Ridge. The crowd gets a chance to quieten down. Exciting right from the kickoff. Now a slight lull as Ridge sets himself. 150 points for the season for Ridge. 5 tries, 64 goals, 2 field goals. From 37 metres out. Second time up at bat. Ridge. He is a remarkable talent with the boot. Manly 4, Canberra 0. Manly coach Graham Lowe knows that this is the match that can secure the top 3. It's what they've fought for all season. Stokes is going to wrap around and run behind Ridge. He calls Iro in.
This ground's been something of a voodoo ground for Canberra over the years. They've played 7 matches here and only been able to win one, and that was in their last encounter, and that was a pretty close game too. They only won 12-10, so some grounds really do intimidate teams.
Bella. There's a good reason to be intimidated too.
Players intimidate teams as well.
Tuvey. For O'Connor. They're not getting comfortable out wide. They're being forced back out the middle. Hasler. Bella again. He changes direction. Straight into Bradley Clyde. Finished off over the top by Coyne and Stewart. Ridge will have plenty of time to get the kick. Away from Mullins, away from Belcher. As solid as ever. Great start for the game for Ridge. Great all-round kicking game.
That was a superb kick. A bit of pressure put on him by Gary Coyne there, but he showed great footwork to just get outside Gary Coyne and put that ball away with the greatest of ease.
A little bit of pressure here for Canberra. They should come up with possession. Daly. Gets away from Lyons. To Meninga. Meninga to Belcher. Fritz. Over the advantage line taken by Lyons. Steve Walters from dummy half quickly was allowed to run. They get out near halfway. Meninga. The defence hung off for a moment. Good play from the Raiders to take it to Manly territory. Clyde. Now Daly was allowed to get to the outside of Lyons again. Last tackle. Stewart. He's going to bomb away out wide. Manly. They put Roberts underneath it and he takes it very cleanly. The Raiders were sweating on a mistake.
Yeah, those centre field bombs can often result in the opposition playing at the ball, dropping the ball, and you retain possessions with 6 more tackles. But Ian Roberts is cool as a cucumber there.
Cliff Lyons with that hamstring of his very heavily strapped. And I just wonder, Bill, a couple of touches already. We've seen Laurie Daly get to the outside of Lyons.
He's pretty difficult to stop because he stands so wide and then he skips outside you. But if he brings the defender with him too far, he's always got that option of an inside pass. So he's keeping Lyons guessing.
Martin. 11 metres out from their own line, Canberra. Both sides looking very solid. The mistakes that they are making are only in the shape of penalties where they've let each other off the hook.
Yeah, both teams can't afford the opposition to offload in tackles. That's where both these teams are the two most lethal teams in the competition because they can keep the ball alive.
Coyne. Back to Meninga. Ball was forward. Back it'll come for the original pass from Mal Meninga. Ward was very quick to act on it. Not a lot in it. Chance here for Manly in possession, and this packed house think they've got a real chance. 4-0 to the Sea Eagles. Crowd setting up a roar now. Lyons. Tuvey on a run around. Hasler's running around as well. Good chasing from out of the scrum, though, for Bradley Clyde to get over there, and he quickly calls for a trainer to assist Tuvey. Time off call by Eddie Ward. Players showing some concern for the halfback.
Well, let's hope that it's not Jeff Tuvey's shoulder. He's been plagued by shoulder problems throughout most of the season, and if that's gone, then that'll be a huge loss for Manly.
He fell very awkwardly on that left shoulder. Trainer's doing his best to get it started.
One of the problems that Jeff has is that the shoulder can pop in and out, and if his shoulder's popped out, then that's a major tragedy for Manly.
He tried to get away from Belcher, and that arm was free, and the force of Clyde went straight down on it. He's okay to restart. Hosking. Straight over the top of Gary Coyne. Lyons. Uses Roberts. He just needs a runner on the inside now, Hasler. If he was a second earlier, Hasler probably would have had a clean run. Dunford. They hung off him and he nearly got away. Lyons. Back for Roberts. He's been everything. In everything, I should say. Now Reg. Jones. In front of the post on the last, and they're 10 metres out. Lyons, field goal time. It looks like old-fashioned rugby league, doesn't it? It's not a converted try to make us 5-0. It's 2 goals and a field goal. Right in front, he took the opportunity just inside the upright. It's Manly 5, Canberra 0.
And And if Manly continue to keep the ball alive as they have done, then Canberra are going to commit football suicide, because so many brilliant support players in this Manly side that you've got to put the ball carrier on the deck.
Stokes. Hosking. They stay with the short blind side in front of the main grandstand. Jones gets pushed down again as he tries to play it. O'Connor dummies to Reg. Iro trying to get away from Meninga, but he can't. O'Connor away from Todd. Tripping as he came to Darren Fritz. He's injured in the tackle. Reg also at home with that left foot. Away from Belcher the ball. He's got Martin in support. Thrown to ground by Hasler. O'Connor hobbling, trying to get that foot right.
Graham, a quick report on Jeff Tooby. We spoke to the Manly trainer. He said that shoulder did pop out again, but it went straight back in.
It was most fortunate for Jeff Tooby that it's gone straight back in, because under a lot of circumstances he would have been forced from the field.
Tooby looks as though he's carrying that left arm a little, though. Holding it by his side, not looking completely comfortable.
I think it's something he's going to have to live with for the rest of this year and get something done in the off-season.
It's important for Manly because they rely so heavily on the halfback's defence. 6 more tackles. Great tackle from Jones on Belcher. Plenty to like about this game here in the first half. Barnhill. Todd. A little bit of sloppy play, tries to get positive about it. 56 tackles, the overall possession for Manly. There will be more for Canberra unless they go for goal. Penalty comes their way in the opposition half. The Raiders just have the advantage.
Yeah, very much a bustling game so far by Manly. Canberra somewhat frustrated that they can't get into their rhythm. They can't maintain possession because they're giving away too many penalties, and they really need to try and find some form and find it quickly.
41 metres out, and a specialist goal kicker decides not to go for the 2 points.
Well, obviously he realises that they haven't had much possession. He wants to try and keep some pressure on Manly, and a bit of territorial advantage wouldn't go astray.
Interesting call, Bill.
Yeah, the point I'd make out of that, I don't think these footballs totally suit the straight-on kickers. I think they're more suited to the blokes who kick them around the corner.
Well, here's the heat for the Sea Eagles. Todd! The Raiders looking for 4, maybe 6 points instead of 2. Todd loses it. Eddie Ward said that's it. Roberts exchanges words for Todd. Now Todd screams out at a touch judge to have something to say.
Came in a little bit late there, but it appeared there could have been a hand in the tackle.
I don't want to talk about those in the semi-finals, remind me.
Well, I think it might be pretty hard if we try and omit them.
Iro. So as they went looking for 4 or 6, the 2 might have been another option they could have considered, but a guy like Meninga's got to kick the ball 40 metres. Lyons looks for the sideline. Is it too strong? No, it's not. Just inside the sideline. Manly get out of trouble and go downtown.
Yeah, everything going right for Manly, Graham. That was a kick that was, I think there was a little bit of luck in that. I don't think Cliffy Lyons would have liked to have put it so close to the touch line. About a metre in from touch, but nevertheless it's still just as valuable as it would be if it had to bounce midfield.
Interesting, Lyons holding a hand up there, trying to show some signal to his backline. Don't know what it's all about.
And Eddie Ward's had a talk to Brad Clyde. He's been bleeding from the mouth. He's asked him to clean himself up or go off.
Now, Manly back row was breaking from the scrum before the ball came out. Another penalty for the Raiders.
Yeah, obviously Cliff Lyons has asked the Manly back rowers to break quickly because he's standing very wide trying to mark Laurie Daly, and that leaves a huge gap between him and the scrum, which Laurie Daly could easily take off it through.
Inviting, although not so inviting if Ian Roberts gets out of there quickly.
Be a good target.
Penalties just to Manly. Todd back up the middle for Martin. Stewart. Flicks inside for Gary Coyne. 4 defenders on him. They rush back to try and make a full complement in the line. Clyde. Daly, quick hands to Meninga. Ridge is there. A couple of times this year we've seen Ridge suffer concussion for putting his head in the wrong place. He put it in the wrong place again there, but he got away with it. Now Roberts is involved in this play of the ball as well. And they're penalised for messing this one up. Now Meninga, after the initial one, has to keep on. After saying no to the other one in the midfield, 40 metres out, he's got to keep going to the sideline.
Goal kicking's very much a confidence thing, and his confidence is right down.
Fritz. Inside the last 10 minutes of this first half. Absorbing struggle between these two sides. Todd, 5 metres away. Meninga's on a blind side with Stewart. Fritz standing, nearly getting out to the line. Meninga and Stewart stay on the blind. Steve Walters looks to go from dummy half. Burrowing through. No. Canberra players were leaping into the air, but he's been held up. Walters couldn't get it down.
Yeah, it's always a temptation for the dummy half to try and burrow over from dummy half, particularly when you're as strong as Steve Walters, but it's a bit hard, even if you're a strong player, to try and force your way through 4 Manly defenders.
But in-goal judge is standing well and truly inside the in-goal area of Manly. Now that is a point that's been raised in recent weeks, why they have to stay outside that dead ball line. For that incident, he came rushing in 5 and 6 metres in the field of play.
Yeah, well, the rules state, and the instructions to the in-goal touch judges are that they are allowed in the field of play to adjudicate, and I'd like to see them as close as possible to the action.
That was an argument about the incident yesterday in the St George match against Norths. Yeah. Bella. 5-0 Manly lead. Hosking. Last tackle against Manly. They haven't been able to put any real pressure on the kick. Coyne rushes through this time. Misses Ridge again. He gets the roll. And Martin won't be able to do anything. Just about where Cliff Lyons found the sideline only a few moments ago.
Superb kicking there from Matthew Ridge. It's like having 2 extra players on the paddock when you can get a player that can gain so much yardage with so little effort, or apparent effort. It was a magnificent kick, and once again it's got Canberra back pedalling.
Tight and tough first half here at Brookvale on our MMI big game, like a semi-final. As Daly brushes Lyons away. Lyons couldn't stay with him with the pace. Somehow I think that hamstring is on the back of the mind. Clyde. Clyde strongly. 42 out from the Manly line. Barnhill. Turvey is still staying wide in this defensive line, protecting that shoulder. Not in doing as much defence as normal. Steve Walters up the middle, but he loses it. Iro brings it away.
This ball control must be concerning Tim Sheens. They've worked themselves into attacking situations and potentially lethal situations on a number of times and only forfeited possession.
Great ball from Roberts. Important metres picked up by Dunford. Now Lyons. Penalty to Manly. Too much mess in the play of the ball as Lyons was trying to get up quickly. Gary Coyne was doing his best to slow him and put a hand in there as well. .32 out. Canberra have enjoyed an advantage as far as territory is concerned down the other end, but as we go to the last 5 before half-time, Manly with a chance. Hosking. Back to Dunford, upended by Clyde.
Both Manly and Canberra attacking the short blind side from their set tap plays.
Stewart was up quick, but he didn't get his man. He might get O'Connor, though. Ridge to Hosking. To the 22.
Owen Cunningham on for Des Hasler.
Hasler. He's a vital man to be lost. Doovie over the shoulder of Iro. Eddie Ward has ruled a knock-on against Iro. Wondering whether he dragged this towards his line, towards the opponent's line. He may have.
Des Hasler's problem looks like a knee, Graham. The Manly doctor's having a look at it now.
And with Owen Cunningham out there on the paddock, I wouldn't be surprised that we see Desi Hasler limping off. Doesn't look too good at all, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the instructions come out at half-time that Cliff Lyons goes to lock in the scrums, and we see Owen Cunningham coming out to 5'8" to watch Laurie Daly.
From those defensive positions, it might have to happen because Lyons is having all sorts of problems.
Yeah, the problem is when you're playing against Canberra, their inside backs have got such great long passing games that they can stand as wide as they like.
Steve Walters continuing the roll. Toovey misses. And those that try and stop him are inside the 5, said Eddie Ward. If he's not to return, that's going to be a huge loss for Manly.
Yeah, he's been close to their most dangerous forward out there. Ian Roberts and Des Hasler have caused Canberra enormous problems, and if he doesn't come back on, that'll take a lot from their attack.
Walters. Minor breakdown in communications with Todd from that tap restart. Stewart to Coyne. He looks for a runner in Bradley Clyde. Clyde's lost it. Canberra just can't afford this. Every time they come down here, they're losing it. Clyde was offside. He was never in front of the man playing the ball. Bella through the tackle of Daly and out to halfway. That'll be a lift for his team. Hosking.
Yeah, these two, Bella and Hosking, have worked well all year. Bella made the big run, then gained 15 metres. Hosking followed it up, made another 10 metres.
Jones likewise. 31 tackles in the opposition half to the Raiders. Showing nothing for it. O'Connor to Iro. They're not letting each other out of their sights, Meninga and Iro. Stokes back for Ridge. Drives it low along the sideline to the in goal. Too deep.
And only just too deep too. It appears he's got it on something of a string. Magical kicker.
Ridge back to fullback as the Raiders come to the 22 with 2 minutes left in this first 40. $5-0 only to the Sea Eagles. No tries yet. Coyne. Barnhill from dummy half. A big don't argue to Dunford, but he hangs on. Looking for more success in the back line. Daly. Forced back up the middle this time and finished off by the forwards. Kick through and they play the ball. Now Walters. Good hands from Daly to Belcher. To Stewart. Flicking. Looking to bring somebody in. Martin! He left Hancock standing. There's the first try. Quite brilliant. Hancock lost himself out on the wing. No one home. And Martin grabs 4 points. On the MMI replay, there was some good hands in this. Walters to Daly, excellently to Belcher. Basketball to Stewart, the dummy from Stewart. Driving tackle from Ridge, and Hancock went too far over to the sideline and left a yawning gap on the inside.
Yeah, Canberra just keeping the ball alive here, which is something that they've been trying to do, but they've been spilling far too much possession. The big problem for Manly here was that Matthew Ridge had to make this tackle, which meant they were without a fullback, and also poor positional play there from Hancock, who's usually a very good winger. But full marks to Paul Martin, who goes over for his 10th try of the season.
Knows more than his way around a football field. Give him a chance like that. He's going to add a try. Now, Eddie Ward has called Martin back. Barnhill was there to have a chat. The skipper Meninga is there. Hancock as well with O'Connor. We're still in the dark over all of that. Manly back to regroup. Now, Ian Roberts has been upfield for quite a time, and he's only just getting back to the in goal now. We have to wait right to the death of this first 40 to get try number 1 on this MMI big game. Coach Tim Sheens, the Canberra Raiders man who would be very happy now that they've finally got across the line.
And this is the spot where Canberra were awarded a penalty a little earlier on. Mal Meninga decided not to kick for goal, so we'll see how confident he is about this kick.
Trying to talk himself into it. Really psyched up here, Meninga, on 2 points. Psyched up magnificently. Meninga makes it the full complement, and after being down, the Raiders go to the break here in this vital clash at Brookvale Oval, ahead by 1, 6-5. "101 tackles the Raiders had to make in the first half. Clyde with 17 and Fritz 15. Manly 89. Roberts with 17. Jones 12. Roberts, 2 of those, 2 of the biggest hits of the year. Mullins. Fritz. 11 hit-ups by Bella in the first half in the engine room, and Fritz the best with Canberra for 7. Now Clyde breaks the line. Walters swiveling out of 1 tackle. Back for Stewart to put the kick in. Stokes. An awkward one for him, but he knocks it back, and he's wrapped up right on the 22, pushed over the sideline. Great start for Canberra, but there are big problems in this Manly side. We'll get to the big problems in just a second. Stokes pushed over the sideline.
We saw Matthew Ridge use that breeze in the first half enormously, and obviously Ricky Stewart intends to do the same in the second half.
Meninga on the boil, no Ian Roberts, Bill.
The Manly fans hope there's no Ian Roberts anyhow. Des Hasler's back on, as you can see. The report, Graham, is that he has got a knee problem. They're having a look at it, but they hope he'll be able to continue.
I know what you mean, I think, about Roberts. Stewart to Daly. The Raiders fans won't want him back after those tackles.
Neither will the Raiders players.
Fritz! Canberra storming from the break. Manly back to their line. Stewart, extra wide to Meninga. Bell gets outside of him, and he gets to the gap. Bell, the corner, Lions can't stop him. They opened up Manly out wide. They never took man on man. And if you leave that open for Canberra, with the power they've got out wide, it's going to be a try. On the MMI replay, the crucial time before and after half-time is what's upsetting for Manly. And Meninga has had a hand in this. Straight after the break, O'Connor was short in the line. Hancock, there was a big gap between O'Connor and Hancock.
And you can put this try down to this enormous pass for Ricky Stewart. It's 15, 20 metres long, this pass. Gets outside 4 Manly defenders, and as a result, Canberra get the overlap. Great pass from Mal Meninga. And the man they call the Javelin. Well, they call him the Javelin. He's tall and thin, but he goes over. He scored plenty of tries, and that was his 6th try for the season.
Bell has got plenty of pace. If you give him half a chance, he will leave you behind. Manly stung by another try. If anything, it just has been that positionally they just have not marked up on players.
Well, little things can make the difference, and Frank Stokes allowed himself to be pushed into touch, and that gave at Canberra the chance.
And don't underestimate Ricky Stewart's long pass as well.
One from one for Meninga. Mentally, he tunes in on goal number 2. Eyes on the ball. He drills it, but this one is wide. Manly 10. I should say Canberra 10, Manly 5. Lions places the ball for Jones. Jones doesn't like it. Finds his own mark. Two tries to none in favour of Canberra. Todd.
It's a good run from Todd there, but Canberra a slow start to this match, but they've got the wind at their backs. Well, that's literally they've got the wind at their backs. They've got a huge breeze, or a reasonable breeze behind them in the second half, and Ricky Stewart will certainly give them plenty of field position.
Manly are opening up. No Ian Roberts, and the Raiders growing in confidence. Stewart switching to Clyde. Chased. He still stands. Barnhill takes on Bella. Last tackle. They've had all the possession since half-time, and they've done plenty with it. Meninga kicking to the in-goal. Chase for Ridge. Chase also for Bell. Ridge lets it go dead. But Meninga has this Manly side just where he wants them. On their own 22 and under a lot of pressure. Hosking. Manly looking as though they need something.
Yeah, one-out run there from Hosking, obviously down in the dumps at this stage. Another one-out run from Jones, no support. Although Cunningham comes late, they've got to work as a team. They've got to graft away, hang in there, and hopefully they can force the same sort of errors from Canberra that they forced in that first half and get a bit of possession.
They do need something. It's a bit hard to kick goals from 70 metres away.
Bella plays it out near the sideline. Hosking. Turning. Now Ridge. Just to get things down to the other end. But it's not a long kick. And Bella nearly gets through the line. On the first tackle, they're back out near halfway.
Lost a bit of weight, Martin Bella.
Belcher. Thank you. And he's gained in speed.
And grown a bit more hair.
Clyde. I'm glad you said that one. Fritz. Here they come again, Canberra. Manly have come out very flat since the break. Coyne loses it back. Chance for Hosking, but he can't pick it up. Belcher puts it down. Hosking gets another try. Jones, the crowd, trying to lift the team too. That's what they need. Jones with a great run. Hosking to follow suit. The Raiders are offside. Ridge will waltz up from fullback for another one.
Yeah, a good quick play of the ball there after that break from John Jones forced the error because Canberra hadn't retired the 5 metres, and that run from John Jones caught them offside, well, caught them napping, I suppose.
The urgency came into their play, at least in that passage. Ridge with this kick from about 28 metres out. The Australian captain, cricket captain, that is Alan Border. Great lover of rugby league. Born and bred on the north shore of Sydney. Ridge. This time not successful. Mullins got away from Stokes. Put down by Iro. Stays 10-5 to Canberra. Clyde. Todd. Good support. That's the play I think you were talking about amongst the forwards.
Yeah, that's what Manly have got to try and do. They appear to be really struggling to get some confidence out there on the paddock, and it's up to each player to talk and lift his partner along, his teammate along.
Stewart. Long kick down to Ridge, who waits under it. O'Connor's dropped back to support him. Hancock to support O'Connor. But he runs the other way. Half a dozen handling errors against Canberra. Only a couple against Manly. Lyons to Tooby, who's moved to 5'8" for this play. Hasler. Hasler, a one-hander. Great ball to Tooby. Tooby to Kevin Iro. He puts it down. This is probably a pass he should have taken, but it might have gone down around near his knees. Tooby looked to bring him inside, just a little low, but he should have caught that ball.
But what a great run from Des Hasler, and he's a man that hasn't trained all week with Manly because he's had a groin problem. He's had a knee problem in the first half of this match to compound that, yet he just keeps putting in. He's a tremendous player, who's all heart.
Tough as teak.
They're going to need more of him in this second half. Switch of play. Clyde. Mistakes like that might be the way out for Manly. The door has just opened a little here. Hosking takes it to the forwards. Now Eddie Ward has got them inside the 5. This is a gift for somebody like Ridge. Hasler was rushing up to Eddie Ward to take a quick tap, but there's miles of time left. Only just gone 10 minutes since the break. Meninga just goes over and pats Bradley Clyde on the back. Tries to tell him not to worry about the knock-on.
And Mal was one of the 4 Canberra outside backs that were offside there. Obviously, he was a bit concerned about the try being on. He was prepared to concede the penalty and 2 points rather than concede 6.
But they are giving more penalties in goal-kicking range than they'd want to.
Ridge. Just on the edge of the shadow from the main grandstand as they start to lengthen here this afternoon. 2 from 3 for him. Only a couple of steps in this one to simply guide it through. Manly creep a little closer. But the Raiders still have it 10-7. He gets plenty of kicks out of Manly and the game. And penalties. Graham Lowe would still be looking for some tries.
He'll be looking for a bit more support play from Manly as well. They haven't really been working as a unit, particularly in the forwards. And they've just got to try and push themselves a little bit harder to back one another up. Otherwise, they're going to run into a brick wall defence.
Ridge meets a brick wall here. O'Connor. Roberts was making the advantage line in attack in the first 40. Jones did it well only a couple of minutes ago. Bella with so much responsibility without Roberts. And Hosking. Hancock. Hancock supported the front rower, and Hasler got there to support Hancock. Well, there could have been a penalty out of that. Eddie Ward rushed to the play of the ball, and he forgot about this Canberra defence, which was standing back about 1 metre only. 6 more tackles. Ridge! Eddie Ward nearly got bowled over. Now again he stays at the play of the ball, and Bradley Clyde I thought was a mile offside. Now he gets them back. Bella.
Well, they're almost shaking hands there on this blind side. He's got to watch both sides of the ruck and police both sides of the ruck.
Lyons. Short ball to Hosking. Inside the 22. Hasler from dummy half. He scooted to the side where there was no supports, though. They were all out on the left. Lyons thinking about a kick. No. Stokes! Stokes under the post! Oh, Brookvale erupts. Canberra went to sleep. I don't know who they were watching, but Frankie Stokes pops up in midfield on the MMI replay. Cliffy Lyons shows him the way through. Poor defence. What an important try.
Poor marker defence in particular here. Cliff Lyons stands a little bit wide, offloads inside to Stokes. Marker defence there from Barnhill was ordinary. Gary Coyne also missed the tackle, and that's Frank Stokes' 7th try for the season.
It was the width of that pass that allowed the space for Stokes to come back into, but a perfect inside pass from Lyons.
Frankie Stokes, when he celebrated that try, took off for about 30 metres. Everybody had to chase him to shake his hand.
You might have been going up to see Bob.
They're still on their feet on the hill as Meninga brings his team together. They were in control, and Manly were looking for something. Now Manly will grab back the lead. Right in front for Ridge, who will make it 4 from 5. The game changes. That's the beauty of rugby league. And the scoreline on this MMI big game, 13-10 to the Sea Eagles. The Prime Minister might have sent some word out to Canberra.
He's taking a closer look. He's most interested. He's a greenie. He's not afraid to admit it.
Wants to see this Raiders side again on deck in the grand final. They've played well, but they just went to sleep for only a second, and Manly grabbed that first try.
Des Hasler's going to have to tough it out because Ian Roberts won't be coming back from Manly. The report from the doctor is that his knee's too unstable to risk it.
They will protect him for the semis. Bella. Manly digging very deep. Hosking. As players are hitting the line, all of a sudden there's support 2 and 3 inside and out.
It's amazing what a try does for your energy levels. It just boosts them right up.
Bella takes it to the Canberra side of halfway on the last tackle. Lyons is there, Ridge is there if they need 2 kickers. Lyons trying to get it just over the head of Belcher. Will it stay in play? No, just dies right on the line. Belcher quickly gets it back to the 22. Stewart looking for the tap restart. Now there'll be a blood bin for Todd. Bad head cut for Todd. He will quickly go to the dressing room for a stitch or 2 to get back out there.
Looks like Count Dracula.
Doctor to do his duties so that Todd can rejoin the action.
And Steve Stone's on for Todd for the time being anyway.
Steve Walters from dummy half. One of the best runners from there in the game.
There hasn't been a lot of dummy half running in this match so far, but it's been played at such an intense pace that should start to open up.
Stewart kicks to the Frank Stokes wing. With such good sides, one moment you think somebody's holding an advantage. And starting to get some control, then it changes. 13-10, Manly have it. Hasler. Back for Lyons. He threw it over his head. Luckily, Jones was awake.
There's so many game breakers in this match that you can't even feel comfortable if you've got a 6 or 7 point margin.
There's a defence breaker. Bella. Hasler. He just threw Bradley Clyde out of the way. Now to Kevin Iro. Big bear hug from Meninga. Missed tackles. 12 of those against Canberra, 7 to Manly. Ball hanging up there for a long time for Belcher to get under it. Tuvey. Well, Hasler might be forgetting about some minor hurts. Tuvey's forgetting about that crook shoulder. Martin. Fighting for their life, Canberra. Walters. Just short of midway through this second 40. Fritz. Hasler stood back. Waited for him to come to him. Daly. Daly, the player that can really ignite something. Manly will have it. No, Canberra have retrieved it. The ball went back. Stewart again to Stokes' wing. He knocks it back. He straightens into the arms of Bell. Reg locked up amongst the shadows. Hope you're enjoying this MMI big game wherever you're watching. Right around Australia, throughout the United Kingdom, Europe, New Zealand and New Guinea. Chance here for Canberra. Iro losing it. No, he was stripped of it. So there it is again. Should have been a penalty to Manly. Steve Stone was the man that stole the ball. I give up. Daly. Ball's put down. And as it's put down, maybe there's a little bit of justice.
Call it karma. Every dog gets his day. Or has his day.
You've got it.
Thanks. I was a forward.
Tuvey. Running from the base of the scrum strongly. Clyde chases him. And out-muscles him, as you would expect. Jones. He's come to life in the last 10. Tuvey. Lyons. Cut out pass to Iro. Flicks it behind his back. O'Connor. Chased by Stewart. Away from Stewart. Stepping. Taken by Walters. Dunford. Back for Hasler. Stands. He had his time to mark that one, but he just lined it up for Meninga.
Yeah, but nevertheless, it was a poor pass from Des Hasler, but he's looked dangerous every time he's touched the ball or been particularly running from dummy half. He's a player that Canberra really can't afford to hang off.
Stone will play it 40 out from the Manly line. Across Fritz for Clyde. Up the middle. Good run from him. To the backs. Daly. He broke 3 tackles, stood and unloaded for Stone. Daly is the player that can produce something from nothing. Stewart. Another long pass. Meninga kicking from Mullins out wide, but it's too strong. The crowd cheer that one. But Meninga was thinking. And what a crowd it is too. Here at Brookvale, 21,258.
Brett Boyd getting ready on the sideline for Canberra to go on for Gary Coyne, and he's a super runner from dummy half.
Hosking.
Manly not prepared to take too many risks, even though there's still a fair bit of time to go. they're playing very much safety first football, and that's the sort of instructions that Graham Lowe will continue to send out through this second half.
Big effort coming from the Manly forwards. Now the backs for the effort. Lyons showed it once. Gets it back for Hancock, who's travelled from the far wing. Dunford for Hosking. Last tackle. Dunford looked to kick. Now he does. Left alone by Canberra. Mullins will be in the end goal. Ridge is there. Cunningham misses him. Great run. He kept his cool well. Taken finally by Iro.
Even though Mullins made a good run out there, it's still a great set of tackles there from Manly. They worked the ball up. He copped a little whack in the nose there for his efforts too, but it's been a great set of 6 tackles there from Manly. That's the sort of stuff that would be really pleasing their coach, Graham Lowe.
Well, Mullins might end up in the blood bin too if he can't get rid of it all.
Yeah, plenty of blood being spilled out there by both sides today.
Coyne stands in midfield. 13-10 to Manly. Daly kicking down to Ridge, sitting up nicely, no breaking away from him. The Raiders have to win. They've got to come from behind. They've done it once already to get their nose in front. Now they've got to do it again.
They've had a lot of challenges to their premiership over the last couple of years, but nothing bigger than this.
Worried coach of the Raiders, Tim Sheen, sitting sideline. Bill, it's been a big effort now from the Manly pack.
Yeah, I thought their defence was really good. I thought it held on well in that first half. They blinked just after half-time, but now they're putting it together in attack as well. Oh, there's a high one.
Well, I think it started around the chest area. Iro kicks through. Belcher comes travelling to get it. Loses it. Hancock gets hammered. Now, Belcher seemed to cop a knee in the back as he went for the ball. And this advantage will run for the Sea Eagles. Dunford straightening. Belcher only just getting back to fullback now. Jones! Nearly through. Hasler. Manly looking for a try that might be a killer. Ridge. Quickly to Iro. Beats Coyne. Stands in the tackle. Gets it to Hasler. Hasler back to Ridge. Ridge over the top. The ball's gone everywhere. O'Connor. He gets it to Hosking. Hosking takes on Coyne. 9 metres out. We've only got 2 matches left in the Winfield Cup. We've gone down to the wire. The Raiders hanging on here. Lyons pushes it. Cunningham. Grabbed and taken by Bell. Tremendous defence to hang on. Lyons on the last. Out wide for Stokes to climb. Knocked on by Stokes. Handover. Canberra will have it. No, knocked on into the end goal. Back to the 22.
And time to get back in your seat.
All 21,258, that is. So the Raiders with the restart. So out there in 22 for Canberra goes Brett Boyd. Gary Coyne comes off.
And Canberra now on counter-attack. They're deadly at this.
Stone.
One player they'd love to have out on the paddock in a pressure situation like this, and he'd really toughen up their midfield defence, is Glenn Lazarus. And the good news for the Canberra players is that Glenn Lazarus will be back on deck in 3 weeks' time should they make the semis.
Well, they've got to turn that into good news by winning here. Clyde striving to get through. He looks to be injured in the tackle. Stewart harassed by Tuvey, but still kicks magnificently for the sideline.
With this game being played at a frantic pace, it's taking its toll on the players. Bradley Clyde receiving a bit of attention there, but virtually all 26 players on the paddock have slowed down in tempo because this toll has been played at such, or this game has been played at such a fast pace.
Another head bin. Chris White's gone on. Cunningham comes off.
Yeah, thanks, Billy. Just rushed out there in 41 to the back row.
Matt Wood going on for Canberra. He's just waiting his time here on the sideline.
Plenty of players have been cut in this game today. Hasler. Now Hasler has grabbed that knee again. He came back after the break. This is what troubled him in the first 40. He fell awkwardly here in the tackle. And he clutched the left knee very quickly.
And Des Hasler's a player that doesn't go down unless he's seriously injured. He's unlike some of the Logie Award winners you get out there.
He's going to be coming off. There's no doubt about that. They've just got to get someone ready.
Still plenty of time left. 13 minutes as Hosking heads it up. Scrums are 7-all. Two very busy men for both these sides today, the doctors.
And the trainers.
Lyons over the sideline. Now Lyons claiming that somebody touched it. I think Cliff's better off served if he lets somebody else run the game. Now, Meninga getting out of the way. Did that touch Meninga?
There seems to be a lot of confusion on this Manly bench. They haven't got anyone ready to go on. They're playing with 12 men at the moment. Now they've got someone coming on. It's the number 25, Grant Dury from the reserve grade.
So Dury out there. O'Connor will come over for a caution. Some Canberra players marching over now to Eddie Warden saying to send him off. Spear tackle or not? Well, I tell you, that's as good a spear tackle as you're going to get.
And I'm sure Eddie Ward has instructed to Michael O'Connor that will be in the referee's report.
Now, I don't think so. He's got to call the opposition's captain and a touch judge in to make that official. Somebody's probably got to ask the question why it wasn't.
The question must be asked then, yeah, for sure.
Well, if you're Matt Dunford or Owen Cunningham in a recent game here against Canterbury, they'd be rather confused after it all. And they were suspended for it. Stewart. Meninga. Meninga gets it back. Wood. Manly leading by 3 here. The ball thrown behind Clyde. Bell is taken by O'Connor. Daly stops, then starts again. Walters likewise spins, finds a gap. Last tackle against the Raiders, going down to the last 10.
Some of those little cracks around the ruck starting to appear.
Stewart showed it as if he was going to kick. Now Daly to Belcher, but it was a difficult ball for him to take. It's a handover for Manly. Cutting men out, trying to put Belcher to the outside of Iro. It was too high, too difficult.
And once again, they look very dangerous out wide. Whenever Stewart throws in a long pass or Daly throws in a long pass, they tend to get outside the Manly defence and they almost invariably break through.
Iro amongst the forwards. Grand final material. 9 minutes now. It could be the grand final of 91 for Canberra already. Bella, the pass was not good on the inside. Canberra have it. Owen Cunningham, badly cut, stays on the bench.
That was a bit of sloppy play by Manly, that inside pass. It was never on. When you're leading by 3 points and only about 10 minutes to go, there's no need to push passes. You've just got to play safety first.
Exactly right. Now Clyde. Daly with some room to go to his backs. Wood. Belcher in the line for Meninga. Pushes Hosking out of the way. Pushes Jones out of the way. Ridge climbs aboard his big shoulders. Manly's turn to hang on. Wood to Stewart. Stewart to go extra wide. Stokes thought about going for an intercept. Couldn't get there in time. Clyde to Barnhill. Barnhill looking to keep it alive. He does. Daly breaks a tackle. Taken by Jones. They're on their last. Daly taps ahead. He's got Steve Walters. He gets it out wide. Stewart. Here's some numbers. Wood puts the foot down. Do they work it right? Belcher. Belcher straightening. Over the top. Touch. Manly's got it. They live. Now, Iro. He nearly didn't control this. And over 21,000 take their heart out of their mouth and put them back.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure he forced this ball either.
Now, Belcher was looking to get it back inside. Knocked towards the in goal by Ridge. Iro was trying to get it out of there. As he did so, Meninga stayed on him. Threw him to the ground. Not clear because Meninga covered the shot and the ball, whether he really forced it. But Eddie Ward was right there.
Owen Cunningham back on for Dury.
Now Belcher has it. 8 minutes remaining. With the number of blood bins and replacements, as far as interchange is concerned, I'm lost. Canberra aren't though. They're just outside, right on the 22 now, and only 3 points splitting these two sides. Desperate struggle at Brookvale.
If you're lost, you're going to be more confused. Hasler's getting ready again. They're desperate, the Sea Eagles.
Daly, Meninga, Belcher follows him. They can't find the way through though. Stewart, looking for everything. Steve Walters. Chris White hangs on. Last tackle. Meninga, Daly, Stewart, all on the blind side. Daly kicking. Good play again. They've hung on for 12 tackles, Manly. The big question is, here at home, can they hang on for 18 straight?
Yeah, great thinking from Laurie Daly here. He realised that it would have been difficult to get through on this tackle, so he just dropped the ball in goal, forces Ridge to force the ball, and they get 6 more tackles.
This is where it's so important. The mental attitude, the tiredness creeps in.
And decision time for Graham Lowe. He's got a tough decision to make. He wants to put Hasler back on the field, but he doesn't want to ruin him with the semi-finals coming up.
Look out, here goes Clyde. Stokes misses him, but Cunningham tidies up. Canberra, are we looking at the last throw of the defending champs in 91? Stewart, Wood, Daly. Daly getting back on hands and knees. This Canberra side has played 2 of the most exciting grand finals in recent years. Now Boyd trying to stretch out. They got home in those. Can they get home here? Stewart, it opens up. Meninga gone. That might be it. If you're going to look to anybody, it might be the biggest man in the back line. On the MMI replay, Ricky Stewart just opens them up. They stood off him. They all followed him. No one home on the inside. Meninga.
Yeah, one man you can't afford to stand off is Ricky Stewart. He just played with the defence here, sucked in both Ridge and Lyons, and Mal Meninga saw the gap. To give that big man a gap, he goes over for a definite try.
Yeah, but it was a show of skill too from Meninga. Now let's have a look at the lead-up. Stewart heads across field, gets the pass back on the inside, but he had a lot of work to do, Meninga. It never went straight into the breadbasket.
Meninga, what a try. 1 from 2. Well, he might have just regained his seat now, sitting alongside the Australian Rugby League chairman, Ken Arthurson. The Prime Minister watches as Daly goes to the sideline, but he knows there's still 5 minutes remaining. Sheens wishing for the seconds to go quicker. He asked the timekeepers how long remaining. Meninga, who has 9 tries this year, now has a goal to give them some sort of space. If Manly get down there, the field goal will be enough for the Sea Eagles. They'll be happy to lock up a draw. The draw not so good for Canberra. The field goal is on. What a match here at Brookvale. The MMI big game, it is 14-13. Daly on the sideline with Billy Anderson. Let's go down to him.
Laurie, you must have been desperate to come off. You must be badly injured, mate, in a tight one like this.
Yeah, I went over on my ankle again. But hopefully the boys can hang on with 2 minutes to go.
It's been a super effort, Laurie.
Certainly has. We've hung in, but we still haven't won it yet. We've still got 2 minutes or something to go, so hopefully we'll go right.
Thanks for talking to us.
It's good.
Grab a breath, Laurie. He won't relax at the moment. There is 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Canberra will try and soak up as much time and then rely on a good kick. Rely on a good kick from Ricky Stewart. To the sideline, right to the corner where you want it. Keep them down to one side, trapped by Ridge. In the space of 6 tackles, can Manly go anywhere to put them in with a chance of a field goal? O'Connor won't get it down the blind side. Stokes. Somebody needs a big run. Now, suspicion of knees from Ridge in that previous tackle. Turvey to his feet quickly. Just over 90 seconds. 1 point in it. Lions. The Raiders will go back to Bruce Stadium in the nation's capital in the final round to line up against St George. A win to put them into the semis. Martin. Manly need the ball. Time running out. Lions. Just on 60 seconds. Todd. All stitched up. His head bandaged. What a performance from these Raiders in the second round. It's been talked about their club owing millions of dollars in financial tatters. No such scene on the field, though.
And Manly must put plenty of pressure here on Ricky Stewart. They can't afford to let him get a good kick in.
Great spirit from both sides. At times it's looked like it was going to be a Manly win. Then it's changed. Both sides have thrown everything into it. Manly still throwing what they can hope for, maybe a field goal. About 30 seconds. They've got to go all the way. Iro has been heavily marked. No room for him to move again. Ridge. They swing it wide. Turvey hesitates. Tries to get through. Quick hands from Lyons. Stokes was there. Can't get away from Mullins. That's it. The defending champs are still online. Meninga and the Green Machine might be back for title number 3.